Welcome, Leo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your reading. This is a general reading. It may not resonate for all of you. If you don't find a message here that's useful, check your other placements for messages there. And thank you for being here. Welcome if you're new. I'm going to get started with the Magician card as your significator. I'm doing a Celtic cross reading, which I haven't done in a while. And the Magician is describing for you, Leo, not Lego or Lego, this desire to express yourself, this clarity about what you can build, what you can create, a vehicle that expresses who you deeply are. This is something that you can do with the resources you have, most likely a natural talent that you are developing in a way that showcases you, displays your talent to the world, a public, an audience. This is beautiful energy, and given that I am doing this reading while the full moon in Capricorn is resonating, this talks a lot about your desire to build something afresh. Uh, uh, Capricorn's ruler, Saturn, is in Aries, so we're rebuilding or we're building again from a renewed place of who we are and what meaning our goals and our labor have for us, how they feel, coming from the heart. The card that is crossing you is the Ace of Swords. This indicates clarity, illumination, light. This is you actually having pursued your truth. And this natural talent that I believe you are elevating, you are putting work into creating a form that allows you to put this out there, is a lot of clarity about who you are and who you are serving through this expression, through this thing you're building. And this full moon has highlighted the way that you work with others, but also the way that you are productive, efficient in your work, the habits and routines that you are incorporating to move forward this expression. How do you build something? How do you build a practice, an expression, a project in a way that resonates with your truth? And this has been a fairly long journey for some of you. This truth has not been easily come by. And in many ways, this truth has been somewhat brutal. It has required a really uncomfortable honesty for some of you, but it has helped to unleash this potential to your capacity, something that was not realistically approached in the past. So let's go with your goals. The Two of Wands. This feels like you're creating a plan, an approach, a practice to achieve this end. This is a way in which you now understand that there are certain activities or aspects of your former life that didn't contribute to a productive movement forward. And you are, as a result of that, anticipating the success that you are now moving towards. It's interesting because the feeling good that we often associate with getting something is actually achieved by anticipating getting something. So this is to say that this plan, this procedure, this process you're undergoing is actually energizing you, actually electrifying you in a way that you may not have imagined, that a plan that involves learning, training, teaching, growth could energize you. But this is all about the labor that you see as worthy of your investment, because it's all work at the end of the day. But this is work that excites you because it's authentic to you. Your foundation You're building upon the Four of Wands. This is lovely. Not only does this speak to a potential partner or partnership that can involve an individual, it can involve a group of individuals, but it can also be a partnership with yourself that really recognizes and values your worthiness to pursue your dreams. Perhaps aspects of yourself that have lain dormant and you didn't think that you could or should or were capable of moving towards something that you deeply desire, something you know that is natural for you. Putting in the effort to build that up, doing that as part of a community or on behalf of a community or for a community as in an audience, are all aspects that you now feel hopeful, even creative, imaginative, inspired to do. And your movement towards building that is inspiring others. So this feels like a new cultural and spiritual foundation, a new social foundation that fuels your plan, that fuels your advancement towards this project. In the past, the Queen of Wands, I think you have had a determination that you were going to find this, pursue this dream. This is something you wanted, but it more or less resided within you, I think, and in the past, you have allowed others to come to you. And when those others didn't materialize, you felt thwarted or stopped. Or if you weren't recognized or appreciated in the way that your determination seemed you believed was signaling others, then you felt ignored, defeated, sidelined. And I see actually a growth of your heart. This is your suit, Leo. The sunflowers are your card for your symbol for the sun, which is your symbol. This comes from your heart. This comes from an acknowledgement that you are what you desire and that nothing can change that. Even blockages doesn't change what you want. So this in many ways shows the heart, the desire to accomplish something based on your gifts. And in the future, the Nine of Cups, wow, is this ever feeling good to you? You are so proud of yourself. You're so satisfied with the steps you're now taking, the plan you're developing, this desire to achieve or to improve upon this desire, this goal, this dream that you once had, but that seemed distant from where you were. You now recognize that there's nothing distant if you take the steps to manifest it. And you're now empowered to take those steps. You now are exploring honestly what you really want, assessing honestly the support you have, and moving towards something that satisfies you, not others. This is one in which I think you're able to process what once may have felt like false expectations or the illusions others had about your capacity and where they wanted you to succeed for them, for their satisfaction. And you really have turned that around, and that has not been easy with this many hopes and this many dreams pending on you, pressuring you to do something that maybe you want to do, maybe you don't. But you had to find your way on your own. Their pressure, their expectation wasn't what got you where you are now. But you are happy and satisfied just to be taking the steps, moving in this direction. And it's really the process for many of you. It is the practices, the meditation, the sense of centering the self, centering the goals, prioritizing your development, in a way that sends a message to others, that inspires others, that is so important here. Your strength's the Queen of Pentacles. You know how to work. You know how to work hard. For some of you, I have a feeling that your ability to be productive has been held back based on what others expected rather than what you were willing to work for. And in that way, it feels as though the appreciation or recognition of your value has almost gone unappreciated. And instead now, fueled by an authentic desire to apply the discipline, the steps, the hard work ethic is something you understand makes you feel good in and of itself. It's not just about winning. It's not just about being successful. It is about doing what you can do and doing that consistently in a way that comes from who you truly are, that makes you feel so productive right now, that puts you really in touch with natural aspects of the world, which is something that gives you a lot of inspiration. In the place of your environment, the support you're getting, death. This is really quite timely and fits in very beautifully with this transformation that you're experiencing. So this is about your ability to release what has blocked you within or without you, to recognize that what others need or want is not the motor of your ambition. That comes from within you, and you're in a place of moving from a newer version of yourself, a more open version. That open version is able to receive information, to recognize its usefulness and its truthfulness to your experience and what you desire. Because that's what builds a healthy, authentic expression. That's what others respond to. And you are in a place of acknowledging what you've learned from the old way, what you've learned from the support that you received. This can be the loss of a parent or a significant friend or a relationship in your life that you recognize, no matter how difficult it was there for a reason. You gained experience, value, and maturity through that. And in your hopes and wishes, the Page of Cups, I love this. This is you letting yourself enjoy, create, play, have fun, be open-hearted, be less serious, laugh, because you are open to your own heart. And I think this is really important for you as a Leo. This connection to heart is the connection to your creative ability, your ability to dream, to know that you're worthy of what it is you desire. This is an important piece to what you fear, because what you fear is you won't be able to get to where you want to go. Of course, we all feel failure, that you're too sensitive, that you're too untrained, that you're not good enough, that you aren't smart enough, or you're not that creative. Those are the flip side of your hope. Your hope is your openness to grow, to imagine, to create, to be playful with others, to have fun. And this can be fun. Who thought work could be fun? Well, you are discovering that. You are discovering the pleasures and the joys of working towards something that has meaning to you. And in the outcome, the King of Swords. This is you being the boss, taking control of this process, figuring out what stays, what goes, really incorporating and integrating the truths, the illumination, the revelations you're experiencing, the clarity that you have now about what works, what will work, and what it is you're creating and building. This is also the elimination of those ideas that don't work so that you're making room for those ideas that do. Those conversations, those alternatives that you don't understand, but now are making it your business to understand. Aspects of building a business, building a project, integrating the input of others. Whatever's required, you are all about it. And this is about opening up your own mind, your own paradigm, your own belief system in ways that you have allowed for because of your ability to release those things that don't work for you. And those things that don't work for you come from a very deep place because they were conditioned by those who thought they were helping you, who thought they cared for you, who meant to protect you and were directing you as best they could. But you've swept away a lot of that does not apply, that does not work, and you now are open to a new paradigm, a new belief system, a new way of investing in yourself, in learning and growing, and in having those interactions and conversations with others in a way that is productive. Study feels like an important aspect of what you are experiencing and opening yourself up to. Sort of completing study, going all the way, not bits and pieces. I'm going to clarify this outcome here. The King of Swords with 3 cards, the Knight of Cups, the 6 of Swords, and the 7 of Pentacles. So let's look at these. And that kind of came out like this. So the Knight of Cups, well, in your hopes and wishes, you have the Page of Cups. The Knight of Cups tells me that you are allowing your heart to direct your action, your movement, your desire, your goals, your aspiration, your dreams. You're allowing yourself to go from your authentic desire to achieve something directly to the emotions and the action that creates. You're not allowing yourself to hold back. 6 of Swords is about you being on the road to recovery. And this does speak. There's not a ton in here about past traumas. The Death card kind of stands in for some of that. But you have recognized that where you have been familiar, safe, comfortable, you are stepping out of your comfort zone. Because what's comfortable is what's familiar. It's not what's challenging you. And you recognize in order to achieve something, you have to be challenged. You have to open up to be challenged. You have to open up to the possibility of recovery, deep recovery. And part of that is in your personal process of aligning yourself with what is of value, what supports you, what sees your value, and understanding that experiences in the past were about preparation for moving forward into the place that you find yourself. In fact, some of you might be moving into very traditional forms of education as a way of gaining the skills, assessing the perhaps professional climate for what it is you're building, getting a better handle on the cultural or business environment for the success you're pursuing. So I think that there's a way that this assessment about what you've created to date, what you've earned, what your work has gotten you, has earned you, is something that you are open to understanding in a broader context, not just on your own personal path, but how what you are working towards fits in with what the world needs right now. So you recognize by understanding the context of what it is you're building, you are building something that is more likely to be successful, that is strategically more resilient and more flexible, but it is the path for you. It hones and trains your plan in a way that leads to better success, more authenticity from a larger field of information. I'm going to finish this reading with a crystal oracle and hope you've enjoyed this. And I pulled the beautiful ruby. I know that that is one of your birthstones. And the key word is shine. It's time for me to shine. Yes, it's time for you to shine, Leo. This is exciting. I feel energized for you. I feel like so much that has been holding you back is beginning to click. So thank you. And until next time, namaste.